And the only guy up here that actually has played a game with the Chicago Blackhawks, Kyle Bond. And Kyle, born and raised in Toronto, and I didn't mention this when he first walked out. I'm old enough to remember his grandfather, and I'm sure some of you people out there might be. You certainly have heard the name Bobby Bond, legendary defenseman with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In a game in the playoffs, he broke his leg in the third period, went to the dressing room, game went to overtime, came back to help his team and scored the overtime game-winning goal with a broken leg. So Trevor, you talk about good genes. I think we've got some good genes here in Kyle Bond. Kyle went to Colgate University. I think you're only 4 credits shy of getting your degree. Just talk about growing up in Toronto, your minor hockey experience, and then playing at Colgate.
All right, well, first, thanks, guys, for coming. Growing up in Toronto was fun. Hockey was a little crazy. It's a big hockey hotbed. And obviously, my grandfather playing in the NHL, I started out playing pretty early. He always told me to have fun with the game, though, and I found success pretty quickly. And then I was a little bit of a late bloomer, though. Never was drafted to major junior, so the college route just made sense for me. Went to Colgate, played 3 years there, and I'm 4 credits short. And when the opportunity arose to play for the Blackhawks, couldn't say no. And yeah, no, I'm super excited to be here.
I mentioned Kyle played in those 3 games down the stretch. You know, coming to the team, it's got to be overwhelming. You're playing with guys that you watched on TV probably from a pretty young age. Who went out of their way to kind of help you out and make that transition a little easier?
Yeah, I was definitely a little starstruck, you could say. My school was only like 2,800 kids, so all of this was a little overwhelming. But all the guys were super friendly, made it really comfortable and easy transition. I guess Andrew Shaw would be one guy that he likes to give me a hard time, but at the end of the day, it just kind of makes me feel a little more comfortable and welcome around the guys. So he was definitely one guy for sure that made the whole transition easier.
Just getting back to, you know, your grandfather, Bobby Bond, great player in the NHL. I think you had an uncle who played in the CFL. And the CFL, you may or may not know in Canada, it's the NFL of Canada, Canadian Football League. It's a little different game. They only have 3 downs. There's a lot of punting. But did your uncle play in the CFL, and who did he play for?
My dad actually had a tryout with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, but that was the extent.
Your dad? Okay.
That was I guess, the most football in my family.
Yeah, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Yeah, I know them well. Just as far as this next season, and you know, I go back to this last Stanley Cup, and I'm sure you all agree. And yes, Duncan Keith, the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, he was absolutely unbelievable. But when you back it up, you know, if Scott Darling doesn't come in game 1 and steal a game in Nashville, the Blackhawks don't get to the Stanley Cup Finals. They don't win another Stanley Cup. So, you know, you go from one of the elite defensemen in the NHL, but you look to your backup goaltender, a guy who wasn't really supposed to see any playing time, and he wins 3 key games against Nashville. And yeah, Scotty Darling. And then you look to that 4th line of Marcus Kruger. You mentioned Andrew Shaw was on that line a lot, and as was Andrew Desjardins. And they were absolute shutdown monsters, whether it was the Getzlaf line in Anaheim, the job they did against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the penalty killers. So what I'm trying to say is it wasn't just your top 6 forwards, it wasn't just your top 4 defensemen, it was a real team win. And you know, that's something that I think maybe these guys will remember forever. This team that just won the Stanley Cup it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys, it was a real team victory. But the question to you, Kyle, what do you hope to bring to the team? And you know, what do you see your future role on this hockey squad?
Well, obviously the team's getting a little broken up this year, so there should be some openings, I'm hoping. but I intend to bring a physical role element to the game, hopefully similar to Shazi. But yeah, no, should be fun to score some goals and battle in front of the net and stuff like that.
Right, we're going to go to questions now from you, the audience, and they're always a lot better than mine. I thank you for this. And this is from Michelle S., who lives in Chicago, and it's for the whole panel, so we'll just go right down the road. For those of you who have played at the United Center against the Hawks, what was that like, and what do you expect it will be like playing as a Hawk at the UC for the very first time? Trevor, we'll start with you.
Well, good question. The anthem. Always, when you come into this building, the anthem is, you guys do an amazing job, and it gets the other team pretty pumped up too. But then the puck drops, and you got to play against you guys. So, yeah, the anthem, and you know, when you hear the horn after they score, it was pretty. Wasn't a fun. I'm looking forward to both of those things though in the future.
Yeah, you talk to these guys and you ask them what there's the song you hate the most, and it's Chelsea Dagger. Vinny, you haven't played at the United Center. You've been to games there. What are you looking forward to, and what kind of a feeling will that be like?
Yeah, I'm obviously going to my first year pro. I've never played there, but I've been to a ton of games growing up, and the atmosphere seems to just get better and better. So I think if I get the opportunity, the first anthem, I think I might shed a tear, and so I'm really excited for that.
Victor, I'm assuming you did play at the United Center, right? 68 games with Phoenix?
It did get one game, yeah.
All right, tell us about it.
Well, definitely remember it was loud, and I know just looking forward, if it's anything like this convention today, I think the roof's going to blow off the building, so I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I say United Center fans are good for a goal at home. That's how much they mean to the team. Marko, did you get to play at the United Center?
Yeah, I have played. So.
What was that like?
The national anthem, that was unbelievable. The energy before the game, that was something unreal, and I'm looking forward to play in the building again.
Yeah. And Kyle, you had the opportunity for a home game. What was it like?
It was surreal. The national anthem was unbelievable, and the fans, the atmosphere, the energy, it was all amazing.
All right, this is from Richard, his hometown, Dallas. And as you can imagine, the question is for Trevor Daley. Trev, you were a team leader with the Stars despite the presence of Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. How is your role different with the Hawks? Good question.
Yeah, good question. Role different with the Hawks?
Yeah, how is your role different? That might be unfair because you haven't played yet with the team, but...
you know what, I'm coming to the Stanley Cup champs, and my role is going to be to follow and do what these guys do, and I'm looking forward to that role.
You know, and that's the thing I think about this team. There are leaders on the team. They're not verbal leaders. They're not rah-rah guys. They just go out and they lead by example, and that's how they get everyone else to raise their play. Next question. Mariana Zalova. She is from Chicago, and this is for Viktor Tikhonov. I have a feeling Mariana might be of Russian descent, so.
Sounds like it.
Mariana, do you feel more comfortable now that we have the Russian movement standing up north, Panarin and Anisimov? Oh, skating up north, I'm sorry. So kind of the question I had, but do you feel more comfortable with those guys being on the team?
Absolutely. You know, it's always good to have someone from the motherland. There's always something to talk about, and you know, it's good to be able to help each other too a little bit. And I know the Russian community is really strong in Chicago, and it's always nice when you see Russian fans. I see this guy right there with my old team from St. Petersburg. It's always good to see, so appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
You know, if you keep calling Russia the motherland, we think you are going to be a spy. This is for all the players from Claudia. What went through your mind when you were told that you would be playing for the Blackhawk dynasty? Let's start down at the far end with Kyle.
Can you?
One more time. Yes, from Claudia. What went through your mind when you were told that you would be playing for the Blackhawk dynasty?
Yeah, no, I was super excited. They just win, so it's an awesome opportunity to be here. And I left school a year early, so I think that speaks for itself. It's a once-in-a-chance lifetime opportunity to play for a team that is so successful.
Marko, what went through your mind when you found out you were playing with Chicago?
Oh, super excited, and but still it's a big challenge for me and for all of us to get into the winning group, and you're a Stanley Cup champion, so it's not gonna be easy for us just come in here, and we don't have the spot right now, so we gotta battle for it, and yeah, I'm really excited to be here and looking forward to be part of this team.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, like everyone said already, it is super exciting. It really is hard to put in words. You know, when you're part of the organization like this that has so much success, and there's so many players you can learn from, and just, you know, last couple of days you already feel like you're at home, and it's, you know, it's a dream come true, really.
Yeah, obviously for me it's really a dream come true. I think I was pretty spoiled that I got the opportunity to get drafted by the Blackhawks, and being in Chicago, I could always drive home about 30 minutes to get a home-cooked meal and stuff, so I'm really thankful for that.
No, you guys make this make it very special. So I'm excited to be a part of this. I think the best way to put it is you can't beat them, might as well join them.
Great answers. And a real good question here. This is from Jackie. She's from Palatine. And we'll go back down the same way, starting with Trevor. And this is excellent. What are you most looking forward to doing in Chicago, one of the greatest cities in the world? What are you most looking forward to doing?
Wow, there's a lot of stuff here to do. I'm looking forward to helping these guys win another championship.
So, Vinny, now you can't say take the architectural tour, so. What are you most looking forward to here in Chicago?
I'm just excited to be here. So much to do in Chicago, like Trevor said. I've grown up here, so I've done a lot, but I feel like I haven't even done 10% of the things you can do downtown, so I'm pretty excited just to go out and experience it in a new way here.
Viktor, any one thing about Chicago that you've heard about, you want to make sure that that's on your bucket
list?
list?
Yeah, I've heard from almost everyone I met that Chicago is an incredible city. Really can't wait to take a better look. You know, it hasn't been that much time, but you know, at the end of the day, really looking forward to playing the hockey and playing with all these amazing players in front of the fans, and I think that's definitely what I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah, good. Marko, I think there's a big Slovak population in Chicago. Are there any Slovakian restaurants you might try to hit, or Slovak restaurants? Have you heard about any of them?
Oh, I'm not sure if there's Slovakian restaurant, but I went to Czech restaurant, so it's pretty much the same? Similar.
And is there any one thing you're looking forward to doing in Chicago?
Looking forward to play hockey and get better with all those great players. So. There's opportunity for me to grow a better player in this team, and I'm looking forward to it.
Good. How about you, Kyle?
I guess I'm excited to play hockey as well. Excited to win. But yeah, Chicago has a lot else to offer. I've been to plenty of good restaurants so far. Wrigleyville was awesome. I was there for the Sox Cubs game last weekend. So yeah, no, it's been I'm really excited to live here.
Very good. Well, aside from helping this team win, highly recommend the architectural tour. It's really, it's worth it. And the Ferris wheel. I know it's kind of cheesy, but the Ferris wheel down at Navy Pier, if you get a chance, make sure you get on that. Real good question here from Kyle, from Lombard. This is for Kyle Bond and Viktor Tikhonov. Both of you signed with Chicago as free agents. What was it about the Blackhawks that led you to sign here? Viktor, we'll start with you.
I think just the fact that the organization has so much success and been showing a lot of interest in me last couple of years, and I was really surprised, you know, to get an offer so early in the free agency market. I knew Chicago had big plans for it, so you know I kind of knew that that would give myself a good chance, and you know, obviously being part of a team that's won so much, you know, it gives you a lot of guys to look up to, and you know, it definitely helped in the decision-making process.
Yeah, Kyle, it wasn't just Chicago that was after you. There was a handful of teams trying to get your services. What led you to Chicago?
Well, like Viktor said, the success here has been unbelievable and was probably one of the most influential factors. They have an awesome group of core guys between Taves, Kane, and just great leaders all around that you can learn from. So I thought that was a big factor. And then also they've shown plenty of interest over the last couple of years. So those two combined, in the great city, great fans, and just an overall great organization was probably the main reasons.
Question is from Joe, his hometown Chicago. He played for the Blues. He's only 13 years of age. This is for Kyle Bond and Vinny, for Vinny and Kyle. We'll start with Vinny. Joe says, I'm hoping to play Division I college in the future. Are there tricks to being seen by college coaches while playing at the AAA level, or do they have to find you? Thanks. That's a good question. How did they find you, Vinny?
As you grow up, you're still pretty young, so like I said earlier, you don't need to rush. As you get older, the scouts will start coming to the rink and watching you guys play, so there's really no rush. You really don't need to worry about the scouts in the stands. Just worry about your game, try to get better, and improve every game, and everything will work out for you. So.
And Kyle, how about you?
Yeah, no, the scouts do come as you get older. Also, it's never a bad thing. I've had friends that have reached out to other teams and coaches and have found success that way. Obviously, scouts can't make it to every game, so that is another means of getting found. So, yeah, and like Vinny said, it's the best thing to do is just worry about your own game and focus on playing well. And if you do that, they'll find you, and you'll be successful.
All right, this one from Tyler Deanny, 24, Chicago Heights, Illinois. This is for Trevor Daley. Are you worried about any of Andrew Shaw's pranks?
Should I be?
Yeah, his response was, should I be? Yeah. Let's just say yes.
I'm looking forward, and I'll be ready.
Good.
Thanks for the heads up.
Hey, listen, you've been on the road for 12 years with Dallas. Any pranks that you can share with us that are PG rated that have gone on?
Yeah, there's always some good ones to share. Always not the best ones to share, but I remember one prank in Buffalo, walking into the hotel, and from the time, you know how it is, you get off the bus, we just got into Buffalo, you get off the bus, you get your keys, you go up to your room, and you either get whatever time it is, get ready for dinner. From that time, we had guys get the keys up to a guy's room, his whole room in the hallway, bed, sofas, couches, everything. When you walked off the elevator, his room was set up perfectly. I don't know how they did it, why they did it, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Was it your room?
No.
Wasn't your room. Oh,
Don't give
good.
Shaw any ideas either, so don't tell him.
Oh, that's great. We've got one last question. And it's for Vinny Hinostroza. What's it going to be like playing for your hometown team?
Like I said before, it's the best atmosphere in the NHL, obviously. Growing up, it's been amazing being able to go to games and experience the atmosphere. It's definitely pretty loud, so I'm just excited to be able to play a game there, and I'm really excited for my family too, because it's also been their dream. So it's going to be cool for them to hopefully see me out there as well. So.
Yeah, I didn't mention, that was from Todd. He's from Hoffman Estates, that question for Vinny. This is from Brian, Oak Park, for Trevor Daley. Kind of what I asked, but you know, maybe you can maybe list a couple of other guys. Who's the toughest Blackhawk to play against? Now you mentioned Patrick Kane, number 88. Who are some of the other guys?
Chicago, the team. They're tough to play against, but notable guys like, you know, their top end players are their best players. They really are, and that's why they're so good. You know, you got Marian Hossa, who, you know, when you have the puck skating up the ice and he's back checking, it's, you know, you're terrified that he's going to pick your pocket and go back the other way. Guys like that, you know, Duncan Keith. I think Duncan Keith is the best defenseman in the National Hockey League. He does it all, and he does it every night, and he does it for 30+ minutes a night too, which is amazing. And just you know, Taze he doesn't quit. That's the thing about him. He just keeps going. It's like, stop already, you know. But no, their best players are their best players, and that's what makes them such a great hockey team.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really so well put, and the advantage, especially for these young guys, you know, they're going to play with guys who are going to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame, whether it's Taves, Kane, Hossa, Keith, you know, Brent Seabrook. They're going to learn by osmosis, just by suiting up with these guys each and every day, and not just in the games and practices too, because those guys, as Trevor mentioned, they're your hardest workers. So that was very well put. This is from Jack. Jack's from Carroll Stream. This is for Victor. Victor, what will be the biggest adjustment from playing on the big ice in Russia to the smaller ice surface in North America? Now, you've done it, but the last 3-4 years you've been in the KHL. What's going to be the biggest adjustment?
That's a really good question. I think it's definitely the speed of the game. With the bigger rink, you have a little more time to make decisions, kind of move away from hits, whereas here, you know, everything's a lot faster paced, a lot more aggressive. You got to know what you do with the puck before you get it, you know, and that's I think that's always tough for guys coming to Europe. You know, it takes a little bit of time to adjust, and I'm lucky to have had a little bit of experience with that here already. So hopefully it'll be quick this time around.
You know, you mentioned, and I think your jersey is being worn in the front row over there. Is it St. Petersburg you played?
Correct.
Who was the coach there?
We had Vyacheslav Bykov was our coach last year.
Okay, but there are North American coaches coaching over in Russia, right?
Yes, yeah, correct. They have a few coaches. Actually, Barry Smith from the Chicago Blackhawks coached St. Petersburg a year before I arrived.
Okay, and is Mike Keenan still over there?
I believe he is, yeah. He also won a championship there.
Yeah, old coach, that's going way, way back. Old coach of mine here at the Blackhawks, 88 through 92. Great answer. Last question. This is from Dan, and this is for Vinny. Are you looking forward to heading back to Notre Dame for training camp? Oh yeah, that's right. That caught me for a sec. Blackhawks, this will be the fourth, I believe it's the fourth, maybe third or fourth straight time training camp starts in South Bend down in Notre Dame. So real good question. Vinny, you looking forward to training camp down at Notre Dame?
Obviously going back to Notre Dame, it's going to be a great experience. I I think it's a football weekend, so I'm excited for all the guys that went to Major Junior to be able to experience something like that. Those are definitely fun days. But yeah, I'm really excited to go back. It's a great facility. Watching it last year and the year before, like you always watch and just imagine that might be me in a year or two. So I'm definitely really excited to take part in training camp at Notre Dame.
Good stuff. Well, listen. Hey, let's just hear it for our newest Blackhawks. Yeah, that's what you get to look forward to for next year. Unbelievable enthusiasm. I'm looking forward to it. It's literally 2 months away. Thanks for being a part of this, and enjoy the rest of your day.